I guess the pressure is on an independent retailer to keep abreast. I mean, there's a lot of people spending a lot of money that are trying to glean share away from them, I would suspect. So,
yeah. I think, it's interesting that I've told this kind of story over and over again to the retailers, and I don't mean any disrespect to any of the retailers out there, but our ability to generate high-value, high-quality leads really isn't in question. It's relatively, I don't want to say it's easy to do, but we've been very, we've done it very well. The biggest challenge is once those leads get into the retail store, is kind of changing the way that retailer operates, right? Because every retailer is very accustomed to consumers just walking into their store, going up to a sales associate, say, I'm looking for flooring, help me out. They're actually doing that the same way online. It's just the way that the retailer handles that situation. They sometimes don't tend to view it as that's a customer actually walking into my store, when in fact that's exactly what's happening. It's just happening in a virtual way. So one of the big challenges is how do we continually educate our retail partners on how do you kind of change that paradigm, change the way you operate business, and the ones that do it are seeing a lot of results. And so we're going to continue to help them, if you will, kind of change the way that they operate, and we're going to be a force in digital. I mean, we're going to lead in the space. Mohawk's going to lead in the space. We're going to lead in all categories. We're very committed to it, and we're excited about what, those values and that support system that we're bringing to our partners.
I would suspect that most retailers are seeing a reduction in the number of warm bodies walking through their front door.
They really are. The other thing I will tell you, and I don't want to scare any of the retailers out there, but again, when we were doing our research on SmartStrand Forever Clean, there were customers that said to us that one of the last things they really want to do is go into a flooring store to pick up products. They would much rather search online, order samples, have someone from the store come out to their home, measure, give them an estimate, and then send the installers and just kind of do it without even going into the store. Now that may be a little bit of an exaggeration and probably an extreme example, but I think the retailers are going to have to start really thinking about how is that process, that consumer shopping experience changing, and what are they going to do to adapt to those changes?
Well, as time goes by, more and more retailers will want to purchase carpet under that scenario, it would seem to me. There's already more millennials than there are boomers, I think, as we speak.
That's right. And listen, the thing with millennials is they were raised looking down, right? So they had all their digital devices, and they literally were raised that way. So for them, it's commonplace.
I see. Final question.
Yes.
The progress that the organization has made, especially with Forever Clean, going through this last season, talk about that and your expectations going forward.
Can you kind of restate that question? I'm not sure I totally understand.
You've talked to a lot of retailers over the last several months, and you've presented Forever Clean, other new things, this new digital package that you were talking about. At Solutions, there was a lot of education to help them respond well to the programs that you're doing. Sum up the progress that you see all of that effort making, and what your expectations are going forward.
Okay, well, we've got big expectations, of course, and I think the nice thing with the team overall is we've done a great job in our placements with all the regional shows that we've done with all the new products, whether they be soft surface or hard surface products. We are now starting to execute on all of those orders, so we're starting to ship everything out to the key customers. The market is, knock on wood, so far is still good, so it's relatively strong. We've got customers coming into the store, so it's all about execution. So I think we're very optimistic about the products that we're bringing to market, the amount of products. It's a smaller amount, so we're trying to do fewer things but be deeper on what we do. We're getting them out this year. There's no winter storms like we had in the first quarter of last year, or at least, well, maybe in Boston, but outside of that. And so, I think the progress is good, and, time will tell, but we feel good about it.
Very good. David, thanks so much for talking with us. Appreciate it.
Okay, thanks.
We've been talking with David Duncan, Senior VP of Marketing at Mohawk. This is Top Floor TV.